Join us now for remarkable stories of partnerships across Africa, building the future and changing lives. It's Africa's time.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. This is the City Breakfast Show.
18 minutes past the hour of 8. This is 97.3 City FM. Welcome back to this segment. We'll be focusing a bit more on the stories like the ones you heard earlier on. Young people in small business trying to make it happen. Now, SMEs are very important in this country. Small and medium-sized enterprises accounted for 70% of our GDP last year. They account for 92% of enterprises within industry and are responsible for over 80% of employment.
Radio hits straight to the chase in early morning Accra. As the city wakes up to the bustle of daily life, we've come to Ghana to find out about the realities of small to medium-sized businesses and a new banking initiative to help them thrive. Bernardino Avle is one of the city's most popular breakfast show hosts, and he's a man on a mission. This morning, the studio phone lines are buzzing with his favorite topic, SMEs and entrepreneurship.
I'm a bootstrap entrepreneur. I raised the capital myself from savings and from family.
You're a bootstrap entrepreneur.
That's right.
I like the sound of that.
Bernardino wanted to give us a picture of the realities of doing business here. So he took us for a chat to his favorite hangout in Oxford Street, the commercial hotspot of the capital.
You know, the thing with Ghanaians is that we sell. You know, I think 2 or 3 of our ethnic groups are really good at selling stuff. And there's something interesting as well. Lots of the big manufacturing companies, they started as people who were in trading. So we are a trading people.
I wanted to meet an entrepreneur at the helm of a prospering company to hear more about the challenges and opportunities for SMEs in Ghana.
It's good to meet you.
Welcome.
Do you know that this building doesn't have a roof?
Oh, I know, and that's why I'm here.
This is Seth Mfwafo, a structural engineer and the owner of Vamzet, a steel fabrication company founded in 2000 with his wife Vivian.
Our products includes fabrication of tanks, we do mechanical installation, we do piping work, we do steel frame structures and trusses. My father was a farmer and he had quite a number of tractors, and as a young boy, when the mechanics would come and want to repair the tractors, I would always be with them.
Ghana was going through political turmoil when Seth finished high school, but he was a bright student and won a scholarship to study structural engineering overseas.
I got my first job from a friend also who introduced me to a businessman who had gotten a project with the roofs to be built, and he needed somebody. And the man told me that he doesn't know me, but he wants to put his trust in me, and that he's going to give me money up to 80% of the contract amount. He said, if you can deliver, then you'll be a good partner.
Seth and Vivian had a lucky break when they started Vamzet, but it's not the same for everyone who decides to go it alone. For most startups, seed money is non-existent, and cash flow and inexperience remain constant problems.
Lots of people below 25, lots of them coming out of school, not getting the training that is readily employable. Also getting increasingly urbanized, so people are leaving the villages, coming to the city, not enough resources. These are the same kinds of people who fall into the cash flow trap because they don't have enough capital. Friends and fools, as we call them, give them some money to start up. Maybe they start from a garage from their father's house, and he's doing business gradually. But now he wants to scale up, he wants to employ more people, and then you face this challenge of no money, no cash, and you have to deal with it.
We have to find our own money, buy materials, do fabrication, complete installation, and then on completion, you wait for 60 days, sometimes 30 if you're lucky, to get paid. So that really has become very difficult for survival of SMEs. And I've had to let jobs go because I can't finance it.
Lisa is a journalist from Cape Town. She's been working on a number of stories, some of which include SMEs. They are not able to sustain the business because when they supply, whoever receive the items doesn't pay.
It's about cash flow. You can go out and do some interviews with 1,000 small businesses, and even the ones that are big, they'll say there was a time where I went home and I sweated.
And then Standard Chartered Bank stepped in with a solution. It's a vendor prepay facility which fast-tracks payments from bigger clients to smaller suppliers like Seth. Both pay for the service, smaller SMEs benefiting from ready cash, and larger clients using the facility to consolidate their supply chains and their local procurement targets.
An SME can set up its factory. They can set up their machines. Now they need initial capital to do that. But once that happens, everything else is about cash flows. Now the key thing for an SME and any company for that matter is they must have a cash conversion cycle that enables them to quickly convert their products into sales and also get those sales to generate cash, which they also now use to buy inputs, and that cycle goes on. Now what tends to happen is that when these SMEs supply goods to some of the companies, there is a cycle through which these payments go through. Sometimes it could take up to 60 days, sometimes 90 days before they get cash. Now that's where the problem is. So between the time they have finished producing and selling and also getting this cash converted back into something they can now use to continue operating, that gap is what we seek to come in. And that's where Vendor PrePay comes in.
We had a contract with Guinness, and I had managed to secure the materials and deliver it. But then I found it difficult waiting for the 60 days. So one time I was just speaking on phone to the procurement that can't they do anything about it? Then the procurement officer said, there is a program that I can sign on and that I can get paid very quickly. Oh, I said, wow, then please tell me more about that. I'm interested.
Bumset is one of our suppliers who help us in the technical space. They supply stainless steel material. They also help us in fabricating metal equipment. The VPP, that's the Vendor PrePay scheme, is essentially a supplier financing scheme which allows suppliers to get payments of their invoices early by discounting their invoices through Standard Chartered. It gets them paid within a maximum period of, say, 72 hours versus being paid at a later date.
Basically, of course, there's some financing cost in that, in the sense that when we prepay ahead, it's what is traditionally called invoice discounting. So there's some amount of discounting on the figure. So that helps us then to finance our customer. We finance our large corporates, and indirectly through that, we finance the SMEs to fix their cash flow gaps.
I was amazed how swift he was able to work things out. Within 2 days, we had paid into our bank accounts the money that we were expecting from Guinness in 60 days.
In terms of the benefits, I think we're already seeing those suppliers that have signed on to the VPP demonstrating a lot of confidence in the way they go about their business. The ripple effect of that is more job creation, increased GDP growth. So it's not just a benefit for our business, but also a benefit for the entire country.
On foreign-made products and buying made in Ghana products. These businesses can expand irrespective of...
With the hopeful tone of City FM accompanying them on the way home, Seth is reminded that success is not only about partnerships with financing institutions and big clients. It's also about his wife's support since the very beginning.
She gave me the peace of mind that I needed to be able to move forward, because it was very trying moments, very difficult. My work involved a lot of traveling, and she had to take care of the home, the kids, and at the same time manage the business in Accra.
Seth and Vivian know that they're doing it all for a reason. Their daughter Amma is in her first year of university studying for a BA in business administration. 14 years after her parents founded Vamsit, prospects are very different for the 18-year-old. It's important that she knows what it took for them to get to where they are today.
No, there's no. From our living room just at this place, yeah.
We had no money to go and rent office. You're talking of... You know, at that time I had no pickup and I had to use a small saloon car. and I had to put welding machine in the saloon car, drive from Accra to that location, very rough road.
It's new and somehow touching to know about what they went through before they're able to get to where they are now.
Ghana is clearly a country on the move, but it needs inclusive partnerships to build its GDP. As the big players change the cityscapes of today, it's the small entrepreneurs with big dreams who are key to building Africa's tomorrow.
The big dream I have is to be able to establish a well-equipped workshop and to have well-trained welders, fabricators, pipe fitters to be able to launch onto the oil and gas market.
And what are you, if I come and visit you in 20 years' time?
You will feel very happy to see a company with so many staff, and we will be able to deliver products for the West African market because that's our target, and even, if possible, manufacture for the foreign market.